That'll be $25 altogether. Will that be on card or cash?
Cash, please.
Hey, do you know if there's an armament factory in the town nearby?
An armament factory? Yes, there is one. Would you like a map? If you plan on visiting, make sure to return early. It can be a difficult walk in the dark.
Doesn't seem far from here.
It's about an hour's walk. I'd recommend leaving tomorrow morning. It's getting late. It's best not to be outside at night.
Thanks, but I'm going right now. Nothing can go wrong as long as I have Red 38 by my side.
Call me if anything happens.
Like what? I can handle myself.
Don't worry. She'll check in later.
Here's your passport.
Have you been working here since the opening of this place?
Yes.
How's business?
Not too great. It's the off-season now. You don't seem too good at small talk. Is there anything you'd like to ask?
I do have one question. Have you seen a sheep-headed arcanist around?
Oh, that's not a face you'd easily forget. And why are you looking for this arcanist? Two. I think I've heard of that before. That's a magazine specially made for arcanists, right? Well, I'm sorry to say that I've never met an arcanist with the head of a sheep. I can help you ask around if you...
What?
Sounds like something's going wrong upstairs. Sorry about that. Let's head up. Your room's on the second floor too. Then we can take a look at what's happened.
Sounds good.
Just so you know, the guests upstairs are a little... Well, you can stay behind me if you like.
How about it? It's just a simple room swap. I'm sure it won't be no trouble at all for a generous lady such as yourself.
That's the guest staying in room 210. She arrived here the night before yesterday. She was injured when she came in. Seems it didn't take her long to recover. But I don't quite understand why she insists on swapping rooms with the other guests. If she does the same to you, please call the front desk. I'll do my best to help.
Why didn't you offer her your help? She needs it more than I do.
Oh, things don't work like that here, miss. Everyone has their own secrets. With the variety of guests we get, it's best to keep your mouth shut, or else somebody will shut it for you. Although there are fewer bounty hunters around these days, My advice is to stay quiet if you don't want any trouble. Especially if you're dealing with an armed mercenary. You know how things like that play out down here in Texas, don't you?
Understood.
Or do you have something else in mind?
Is your room bigger and better than this one?
That's the guest of room 218 speaking. She too is a young lady like you.
You remember all the guests and their room numbers?
You'd remember her too if she'd been staying in your motel for a month. Miss Kimberly's been here for just over that.
Mirror. The mirror.
Mr. Stefan, are you coming out for some fresh air?
Maid, you're just in time. I'd like to swap rooms with this Kimberly lady.
If Miss Kimberly and yourself have come to an agreement, then I see no reason why you can't do so.
Timekeeper?
Have we met?
Vertin?
That's me. Do I know you, sir?
I saw you. In the newspaper. The newspaper, that vacuum bomb. Did you see the explosion? You must have, because you made it happen. You dropped the bomb, you murderers. But have any of you been brought to justice? No, not a single one. Instead, you were congratulated and given medals. Revolting. Disgusting. Why were you rewarded for murder? Meanwhile, I'm stuck in this hotel. Lord, is this what my life has come to?
But we've never met before. I don't even know your name, sir.
Of course you don't know me, but I'll get the truth out. I'll expose your crimes to the public. That rotting woman in the tub, that sheep-headed monster, and that one inside the mirror.
Sheep-headed, you say? Wait, sir.
Shh, don't startle him. He's totally crazy.
I should have known it was all fake! If they're giving out medals for killing people, then I should have one too. That shiny medal. It should be mine!
Stay back!
Join with us, comrades. I admire your courage. Sharp fangs.
This'll help. Shine. Take a deep breath.
Cheer up.
Charging. Loaded. Charging. And now, to return to my long-term...
I'm ever so sorry about all this, Miss Furton. You've only just arrived, and you've had to deal with so much trouble already.
Oh, it's no trouble. In fact, I'm glad that we came here. That man said he'd seen a sheep-headed monster.
Oh, that. He's quite delusional. Surely you won't take the ramblings of a madman for a fact, will you? He's been peculiar since the day he checked in. He spasms and twitches and pays little attention to his surroundings. It's best not to have a face-to-face conversation with him. Who knows what he'll do next?
Hey, you, maid. Enough chatter. You have a job to do. I've accepted the offer this, Miss Argus made. What's next? What should we do?
Apologies, Miss Kimberly. I'll be with you in a moment. Could the both of you wait for me at the front desk? The rooms need a tidy up before they can be occupied. You may take a rest on the couch in the lobby while you wait. Miss Furton, I'm afraid I'll have to leave you here. Do you mind going to your room alone?
Not at all.
Ma'am, you can just leave the room as it is. If you clean it, it'll interfere with my work. You might want to check on that Kimberly lady. She looks starved. She wouldn't stop shaking.
Oh, Miss Kimberly, would you like something to eat?
I'm fine. I agreed to change rooms, didn't I? Why are you two still mocking me? You're not exactly a pleasant person to do business with. You know that, right?
Well, darn. What got you so riled up? It's too late now. A deal's a deal. You can backpedal if you like, but it ain't wise to mess with the girl packing heat down here in Texas. Later, Miss Kimberly.
Her arcane skill. That man, Stefan, he clearly knows something. But he appears to be rather mentally unstable, and he's hostile towards me. Madam Z cautioned me on this. I must be extra careful when dealing with people like him. Should make sure I have a backup plan in place before proceeding. Still no sign of Lilia. Did she get in trouble? Hello? Hello? Is that Miss Tuesday? Oh, I think I know what this is. That's an R. E. S. P. O. Respond.
Hello? Is this Miss Burton?
Miss Tuesday?
Yes. I have an announcement for you. There's a service outage going on in the area. Some critters nibbled through the cables of a nearby signal tower, but all our internal phone lines are still running well.
I see.
It should be repaired soon since we share the signal tower with that armament factory. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. I'll bring you dinner up later. It's on the house.
There's something I want to ask you. I received a phone call earlier.
Oh, Miss Kimberly was also prank called not long ago. I suppose it's a critter's doing. You know how mischievous they can be. And since they have decent smarts, they can play some pretty nasty tricks.
I don't think that's what made the phone call.
Well, Miss Burton, this is what I understand to be the truth. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm good for now. Thank you. Spiders? Is that an arcane array? The pattern's familiar. I've seen it somewhere before. Yes, I've definitely seen this before. When I was in school.
This is an extremely dangerous array, one that you are prohibited from using. It can go easily beyond the caster's control. We study Arcanum and tame it for our use. But once its power surpasses our limits, it is highly likely that it will lead to our own destruction. I need you all to remember that. It'll be in your next exam.
Burton,
Are you listening? The instructor just said it'd be in the next exam. If you like, you can check my notes.
Oh, thank you. My mind was somewhere else. Why have they made it a key point of the exam if we can't even use it? I see. They didn't teach us about arrays so that we could use them. They wanted us to be able to identify them so that we could avoid danger. It's highly likely to cause an explosion or other severe consequences if I act too hastily. Lilia still hasn't come back. I must find someone else to help.
Hey, we met back in the hallway, remember? Now it's your turn.
What exactly do you want from me, miss?
Well, it's simple. The person I'm looking for is right here in this motel, and I'm scouring every corner of it to find her. Look, Missy, I don't want to make things hard for you. Name your price, and we can talk.
If this person's gone to such great lengths to avoid you, perhaps she doesn't want to see you at all.
Well, that ain't my concern, is it? A job's a job. Whether it's catching a cheating spouse, tracking someone down, or delivering a letter, it don't make no difference to me.
Very well. But you'll have to look elsewhere, I'm afraid. There's no one but me in this room.
Look, I know what I'm doing. How about you turn around and take a good look around the room?
So you can knock me out as soon as I turn my back to you.
Missy, if that were my plan, I wouldn't have spent all this time talking to you. I much prefer to do my business pleasantly. I don't like to see things get too ugly.
I see.
Fine. If you don't want to turn around, I'll tell you what I see. You've burned your finger there. You should be more careful.
This is...
Don't look like a fire burn to me. What was it? Some arcane energy? Looks like this room has a couple secrets, too. So you touched an arcane array, and its power burned you. How's that for a guess? Pretty close, huh? This is my arcane skill. It allows me to see the traces that people leave behind. That's how I get these jobs, you see. Ain't nothing happening that don't leave a trace. If there ain't no trace, then it never happened. I came to your room to look for evidence, not a person.
I see. You want to know whether the person you're tracking has been here, right?
Now we're talking.
Before I let you investigate the room, I have one more question. You take jobs from people nearby, don't you?
Of course. It's obvious, ain't it? You seem more intrigued by my profession than my peculiar request. You're in trouble, ain't you? Then let me formally introduce myself. The name's Argus. I'm 26, and I have extensive experience as a mercenary.
Let's make a deal. You may search this room all you like, and I won't say a thing. But in return, I'd like your assistance in my own investigation.
How, exactly?
Can you tell when that array on the cupboard was drawn?
Less than 24 hours ago.
In other words, this was left behind by the last guest who stayed in this room.
Can't say for certain.
Let's see what you've got in there for me. Hey, buddy! They just left her in a wooden box. What kind of safekeeping is this? Anyway, I don't have much time. I'll settle that with them later. Alright, at least they bothered to put a gravity ritual on it.
Are you also preparing to evacuate?
Ah, perfect timing. Are you in charge here?
No, I'm not in charge of anything, Lieutenant. I'm just passing through. I'm Kayla, by the way. I heard some rattling here and thought some of those kids might have come back to steal weapons again. These things aren't cheap, and the kids know it.
Kids stealing from the military? Huh, that's a new one. Where are the guards here?
Oh, didn't they tell you, Lieutenant? The armies stationed here started evacuating a month ago. There aren't many of them around these days.
Evacuating? Then where can I find the soldiers that are still here?
You're new in town, right? Did you see a bar on your way here? That's where the Xeno soldiers spend their nights drinking. You might want to check there first. That's probably where you'll find him.
Him? What does he look like?
Like every other Xeno soldier. They all look the same to me. You'll know him when you see him. But I have to tell you, the bar doesn't like outsiders. Have you heard of the Order of Enlightenment? It's an occult society, very active these days. They were preaching in this town just a few days ago. Today is their day of prayer.
And, what does that have to do with me?
The bar you're going to is where they gather to pray. That's all I know. If you're going up there, please, be careful.
Huh, thanks.
May the sufferer watch over you. Great sufferer, by your decree, the glory of former days shall grace our present path.
Great sufferer, by your decree, the glory of former days shall grace our present path.
We dedicate our souls and minds to you. We seek the well-being of our people in your name.
May the sufferer watch over you. Under the grace, may our cups overflow. To the sufferer!
Take the sufferer! Huh? Odd time for a stranger to come.
No crashing the party, am I? Napa Valley, Californian Red, Kentucky whiskey. Ha, there's a lot of good stuff here. 1 vodka, straight. The best you got.
It ain't business hours, lady.
Hey, all I did was ask for a drink. Is this how you treat your customers?
As I said, we ain't serving you.
Why? Don't you have vodka? Fine, I can settle for whiskey. Have to learn to take what we can get, eh?
You ain't getting that either.
Seriously? You don't have any whiskey? I'm starting to understand why Zeno evacuated. What's the point of living in a town where there's no real liquor? Especially for those drunkards.
What's a Xeno lieutenant doing here anyway? No alcohol fuel in that warehouse of yours?
Huh. You sure have some interesting drinking habits down here. But I'm curious. What did the sufferer promise you to make you all change your faith? I mean, that's quite an achievement, especially here in Texas. Oh, so we're doing this now? Are we?
Program activated.
To the left.
I will remember
Loading.
your sacrifice.
This'll help.
Sharp fangs.
Target confirmed. Charging.
To the right.
Loading. Eliminate target.
Keep going. For our...
Look, I don't care what you're doing here. Just tell me where that Xena soldier went.
What Xeno soldier?
Don't play dumb with me.
Oh, that soldier. He's a complete idiot, that one. It's obvious that Xeno has abandoned him, but he insists that they left him here because they believe that only he could keep the warehouse safe. Why are you looking for him now, if you decided to ditch him in the first place?
Listen, I can tell you guys aren't the biggest fans of Xena, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm just here to get my stuff back.
Fine. If you insist on finding him, try your luck on the outskirts of town. He might be drinking there.
Thanks.